What if God asked you to leave everything familiar, with no clear direction, only a promise? This is not just an ancient story. This is the story of Abraham, and a covenant that still speaks today. Abraham's story begins with an ordinary man living an ordinary life. His name was Abram, and he lived in a city called Ur. He had family, land, and a sense of stability. Life was predictable. Then one day God spoke to him. God said, "Leave your country, your family, and your father's house, and go to a land I will show you." Notice something important. God did not give Abram details. No destination, no timeline, only a promise. God promised to bless him, to make his name great, and to use his life to bless the whole world. And even though Abram didn't have all the answers, he believed in God. He chose faith over fear and obedience over comfort. So Abram packed up his life, took his wife Sarai, and stepped into the unknown. That single decision marked the beginning of a journey defined by trust. As the years passed, God continued to remind Abram of his promise. But there was a problem. Abram and Sarai had no children, and they were getting older. From a human point of view, the promise seemed impossible. Yet God spoke again. He changed Abram's name to Abraham, meaning father of many nations. Sarai became Sarah, meaning princess. God was calling them what they would become, not what they currently were. One night, God took Abraham outside and told him to look up at the sky. "Count the stars if you can," God said. "That's how many descendants you will have." Abraham believed God, not because everything made sense, but because he trusted the one who made the promise. Then God made a covenant with Abraham. In Bible times, a covenant was a serious, unbreakable agreement. God promised Abraham land, descendants, and a lasting relationship. And in this covenant, God showed something powerful, that the promise rested on God's faithfulness, not Abraham's perfection. Still, the waiting continued. Abraham and Sarah struggled with doubt. They made mistakes. They tried to force the promise to happen their own way. But even then, God remained faithful. Finally, when Abraham was 100 years old and Sarah was 90, the promise came true. Sarah gave birth to a son named Isaac, meaning laughter. What once seemed impossible had become reality.
Later, God tested Abraham's faith by asking him to give Isaac back to him. It was painful and confusing. But Abraham trusted that God would still keep his promise. At the last moment, God stopped him and provided a substitute. God was never trying to take the promise away. He was revealing the depth of Abraham's trust. In the end, God reaffirmed his covenant. Through Abraham's family would come generations, nations, and blessing to the world. So what does this story teach us? It teaches us that faith often starts before clarity. It reminds us that waiting does not mean God has forgotten. And it shows us that God's promises are bigger than our limitations. Abraham's life tells us this simple truth. When you trust God, even the unknown can lead to purpose. If this story spoke to you, take a moment to like the video, share it with someone who needs encouragement, and subscribe for more Bible stories told simply and meaningfully. Sometimes, one promise is all it takes to change everything.